if you open up your Politics 101 instructional manual to the chapter called How to Not Fall for the Oldest Tricks in the Book, you will find there a line that reads, when your opponent is baiting you to do something, at least consider not taking that bait. Today, with one hastily called afternoon press conference, Republicans in Congress flunked that portion of Politics 101. First of all, here was the bait.
The critics tend to criticize, but they don't offer an alternative budget.
A bunch of the critics out there, I've already said, show me your budget. Show me what you want to do. And I'm happy to have that debate.
I dare you. I double dog dare you. Go on. Do it. Republicans, forgetting all the lessons of how to succeed in politics and the things that most people learn on elementary school playgrounds, chose to respond by doing exactly what the president was daring them to do.
2 nights ago, the president said, "We haven't seen a budget yet out of Republicans." Well, it's just not true, because here it is, Mr. President.
And with those words, the bait was officially swallowed, and congressional Republicans found themselves officially on the proverbial hook. Last week on this show, you might remember we hosted Lawrence O'Donnell, a veteran of the Senate Finance Committee staff. I asked Lawrence if he thought that Republicans would take the bait and propose their own budget. His analysis was no way. They'd never be that dumb.
The normal minority tactic, which you see Mitch McConnell basically saying he's going to do, is to try to pick apart the budget that the president offers and that the Democrats bring to a vote in the Senate. And that tactically is normally the way to go. Because if the Republicans were to come up with their own budget, just as an example, there would probably be zero beside the words health care reform. And so they would set themselves up for being criticized.
Right, that's the strategy here. Unless you are really, really, really confident that you can compete on policy, that when people compare the concrete things you're proposing with the concrete things that the party in power is having to propose, because they're actually responsible for having to govern the country, unless you're really sure that your ideas will look better in comparison, maybe just lie low. Get your own act together before you put anything out there to be criticized. That's the advantage of being in the minority, and that's strategy 101. But today, Republicans decided they just couldn't resist the dare. They released an 18-page budget entitled The Republican Road to Recovery. It is their counterproposal to the president's budget, where President Obama's budget aims to tackle that whole weaning ourselves off of oil thing, moving toward renewable energy. The Republican counterproposal is, quote, Republicans support immediately leasing oil and gas resources in the outer continental shelf through an expedited and streamlined procedure. In other words,
let me make it very clear. Drill, baby, drill, and drill now.
You'll remember how awesome that worked out for President McCain and Vice President Palin. On the economic crisis and the government's response to all these industries failing and the financial sector collapsing, Republicans say, quote, the Republican budget ends this failed bailout strategy by refusing to assume additional spending for bailouts. Now, that, might actually get them some political traction. There is so much outrage about the bailouts. If the Republicans just defined themselves full stop as against all bailouts no matter what, that might have a political impact. If they were just full-on, rock-ribbed, I shall not be moved against the whole bailout thing, it might work. Right, Congressman Boehner?
As a party, are you going to continue to oppose any more bailout money?
We'll see.
We'll see. Way to stand by those principles. The single most detailed concrete commitment in the Republican budget proposal is actually about taxes. They say, quote, Republicans propose a simple and fair tax code with a marginal tax rate for income up to $100,000 of 10% and 25% for any income thereafter. What does that mean? It means the top tax bracket gets cut to 25%. In other words, their big concrete idea, the only idea in their supposed budget with an actual number on it, is a massive tax cut for rich people. You thought the Bush tax cuts were good for the richest people in the country? Bush set the highest tax rate at 35%. The Republicans want to drop that another 10 points. They want to triple down on what Bush did to the deficit and the economy. triple down economics. Wow. So recapping here, A, the Republicans totally took the bait in proposing an alternative budget. B, their bait taking let us see their plan in all of its glory, i.e. biggest tax cut for the rich ever. And C, they're not even done yet.
Today we're offering our blueprint for where we believe we can help grow our economy again. And you'll see the details of the budget portion of this next week.
Next week? Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. More details coming. Republican Congressman Paul Ryan will reportedly present more details next Wednesday. And so we officially unveil with bated breath, see that down there? Our Rachel Maddow show, Show Us Your Republican Budget Countdown Clock. Yay. Joining us now.